picture.
Okay, there's more to it. Today we're gonna put this dock together, we hope. We've got the wings there floating. We're gonna try and hook those wings out a long ways. Got turnbuckles here and some chains and eye bolts on the floats, so I'm gonna turn those floats around and see if we can get them attached. And once we get those attached, this thing will be ready to set out where we want to put it out there for our boat dock. All right, let's get to work. Hey. This is the dock, and there's two purposes of the configuration. Number one, so we can back our boats up to the one side or the other to work on the engines or do whatever. But I don't know if you noticed, but it's in the shape of a cross. And from Google Earth, they'll be able to see that this is a Christian home, and this is just an example of our faith.
And what did we name our dock?
Our dock, well, the other day, Dawn says, I have a perfect name for our dock. And I go, a name for our dock? She said, yeah, Boone. I go, Boone? Where'd you get Boone? She goes, Boone Dock. So this is Boone dock.
Meet Boone Dock. Good job, David. How long did it take us to do this project?
Oh my gosh, we've been working on this, well, literally since we got here last year. You know, it took us a long process of ordering, finding out, number one, we don't know the first thing about docks. Number two, we had to do the research and finally found some people that knew where to get the timbers. We ordered those from down in Washington, a lumber company down there. Then the rods that go through it that hold it together. Of course, some of those were broken on the old dock, and we needed replacements, so we bought extras, and we've finally found a place, Portland Bolt, that made them, and they made them and shipped them up here. And really for the last several weeks we've been working on this quite a bit. You know, it's not easy getting lumber out here. These timbers were treated lumber. They're 20 feet long. So we ordered those, and to get them out here we had to put them on a boat trailer that we had that we were getting transported out here. That came out here by the front runner, and Charles Davis. He brought our boat trailer, and we had these loaded on it in a water tank, another project that we're working on. And so for the last several days we worked constantly on this, trying to get all the bolts in it. There is exactly 1,592 million bolts in this thing. So you know, of course we had to put the cleats on. We bought those and drilled them, put those on. The dock was pretty much a mess when we got it. I think we have some more pictures of it that you can see. And so this is our dock now. And we're pretty proud of it.
We are proud of it. And David, can you tell everyone why we didn't use our own Wood-Mizer sawmill to make our lumber?
Well, a couple of reasons. You know, number one, we didn't have the ability to cut 20 footers on that. 16's the longest boards we can cut on the Wood-Mizer, and they're treated and they're pre-drilled. They're made, they're called whalers. The beams, they're 3 by 12 or 3 by 8 whalers, and you know, they're pre-drilled for this dock specifically. So that made it nice. And then there's a bumper. There's a 2-inch bumper on the outside, which is really 1.5 inches by 8, and that covers the bolts, as you can see along the cross members up there, the holes in it. Those cover all the bolts. So this is a culmination of many months worth of work and cleaning.
And the purpose of covering the bolts?
Well, you don't want the bolts need to be covered so that when your boat comes up against it, you don't scratch your boat up, tear your boat up. So we spent a lot of time on just making sure that it's safe too for our boat. And you know, we've got an expensive boat, and we're really, I don't know what a dock like this would cost, but in materials that we have, not counting the floats,
a lot of money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot more money than I figured. But it's done. It's ready to be floated. We're going to float it out there. We've ordered 4,500 pound anchors for it, for the bottom end down here. The top end that has an anchor that is actually embedded in the rocks out there. It's actually above low tide, so we'll have one of the anchors from the top of the cross going up to that, and these down here will be 4,500 pound concrete anchors that will hold the back place, the bottom of the cross in place. So hopefully we've done things right. We'll see. I think it's pretty nice. What do you think?
I love it. It's amazing, and it was worth every penny of that lot of money.
You know, some of the problems we had is we had to work on it when it was up on the shore there. Had to work on it when the tide was out, putting everything in. And then there came a point where we had to start working on it when it was floating. So, and some of that, we put it together, but we didn't tighten the bolts down because it wasn't quite even. So we had to let it float so that it would level itself, and then tighten the bolts down, and then put the bumpers on the outside. So,
Yay.
yay, boondock. Thank you, Lord, for all the help.
Yes. Yay.
We're gonna have a little skiff on this with a small motor, so that we can go back and forth to the house, because it won't have a ramp going out to it. It's just a floating dock, so we'll still need the skiff to run back and forth to the house. Okay, another thing I want to mention, the size of the dock. I don't know if you can get a visual on it really, but we have 10 sections of these concrete floating dock piers, dock floats, and each one of them is 8 feet wide and 10 feet long. So with the whalers and the bumpers on it, it comes out to 9 feet 1 inch wide. And the main section here is 6 of these units long. With the bumpers on it, that's 60 feet 6 inches. And then the wings or the cross members on it are 2 floats each. And with the bumpers and everything on it, they are 20 feet 6 inches on each wing. So that's pretty much the size of the dock, and it is probably, I think it's about 36 inches deep. The floats are, and we're about 12 to 14 inches off the water. Actually, I'm pretty proud of this dock so far.
Good job, David. David worked his tail off on this. He worked so hard on it.
Yeah, we both worked on it hard.
I'm so proud of him. Good job, mister.
Yeah, we worked hard. Just carrying these beams from the other side of the island to this side of the island was a chore.
That was a joy.
Oh man.
How much do those weigh?
Oh,
how much
know.
did each of these big ones, because this one's smaller, these big ones, how much did each of those weigh?
They probably weighed in the neighborhood of 150 to 200 pounds each. So we carried, and they're 20 feet long, you know, and of course treated, they're a lot heavier. But we carried those probably 200 yards from the other side of the island where the boat was parked over to just under the trees there, and we stacked them there, and then we carried them down here where we were working on it. It took both of us. We didn't carry them. I didn't carry one of them by myself. So just the length is hard to carry. So anyway, pretty happy with our dock, and real excited about having it finally put together.